Hi everybody, and welcome to the Tree of Life Astrology and Tarot. Well folks, here we are. We have just crossed the first couple weeks of October, which was pretty simple, pretty harmonious. However, we are about to enter a very juicy, intense last of the month, going into November. So what is going on? As of the 15th, we are about to enter a full moon in Aries. This is a very energetic type of moon. It will also be a super moon. It will appear closer to the Earth due to the tilt of the Earth, so it will be huge in the sky. So this full moon is all about culmination, endings, and if you guys are afraid of change, it's coming anyway, whether you want it or not. But usually this is a good thing. When things culminate and come to an end, usually means that we're due for some very exciting beginnings. But we have some intense moments to live through first. So, to get started, we are right on the edge of this full moon. It'll start on the 15th, which is Saturday. And this means that a couple of days before, a couple of days after, you may start to feel this intense energy starting to creep in on you. The culmination in Aries with this full moon is all about I, me, mine, all about ourselves. However, we are still under the influence of Libra. So it's all about balance, harmony, and equality under the influence of Libra. So there's going to be a little bit of a push and pull there. But this energy is so intense and so powerful that I was recommending in my last video, if you're out driving, you're out doing any kind of exercise, any kind of work that requires physical exercise, be careful. That's how intense this energy is. And you might hurt yourself or you might hurt others. So please take your time and try to glide through this full moon energy. Because right after that, we are about to see one planet after another starting to square Pluto. And I'm about to get into that explanation and what to expect for this coming week. So here we go. The first planet that has moved into Libra is Mercury. Mercury, our communication planet. Mercury and Mars are about to square Pluto at right about the same time. What does this mean for us? Intense, very intense. Communications especially. Let's just say, since we're getting ready to go into our third presidential debate, that they're going to be talking a lot of smack. Just saying, a lot of crap's going to be flying over the next couple of weeks. You may hear that from your peers. You may slip and just start talking smack yourself. This is just an influence we're going to see with Mercury and Mars squaring Pluto. Now, with this full moon on the 15th, it's also a jumping off point. Let's say for the next 3 to 4 weeks, the influences that we're going to see. But let's stay within the week that we're about to experience. October started off nice and smooth. We are now getting to a very sticky part of the month and towards the end of the month. So let's talk about Mars and Pluto, which are currently in Capricorn. Mars, very fiery planet. Pluto, all about the hidden, the unknown, what's underneath. All in that structured sign of Capricorn, which is all about hard work, moving forward, climbing that mountain. Very determined, determined type of sign. So we're going to have all these intense energies in this structured sign of Capricorn getting ready to square. Now, Pluto, I like to nickname like the Darth Vader of all the planets. It's very deep, dark, and mysterious. It's all about what's hidden underneath our subconscious. And we're under this influence of Pluto and Capricorn for at least the next 6 to 7 years. We've been under this influence for the last 4 to 5 years. So our subconscious is going through a deep, profound energy shift. We all are, as a whole. And I would say that these current squares that we're getting ready to see here in the next 2 to 3 weeks are very similar to some planetary lineups that we saw back in the 60s. For those of us who are old enough to remember that far back, the 60s was very revolutionary. It was all about sex, drugs, rock and roll, gender equality, civil rights, and ecology. Now we are having a repeat of that. This wonderful little planet called Uranus will also be squaring Pluto just a couple days after our full moon. Very similar lineup to what we saw in the 60s. And we're already starting to see some of these influences now that it's getting ready to cross Pluto's path, where we as a consciousness are discovering new things about ourselves, wanting to see change, wanting to tear down the old that's no longer serving us and bring in the new. And this is an intense energy that we're going to start to feel and see all around us over the next couple of weeks. So let's just say those energies we saw back in the 60s are all coming back. They're repeating themselves, so it's all going to get stirred up. And you're going to start to see a lot of this in our social outer world that we have. And already some things have already started to make some changes. We're definitely going to see it in this upcoming debate in this presidential election. Why? Because of Uranus. Uranus is about to also square Mars and Pluto in Capricorn. This is craziness. It's the planet of the unexpected. And astrologers think this too. Just when they think they can predict what's going to be happening or make a forecast, Uranus comes along and starts changing everything. Unexpected things, things that we didn't see coming. As for your personal lives, this may instigate a job change. It may instigate a change in a relationship. It may instigate changes in your family. All about the unexpected. And this is that ongoing tension that I was talking about in my last video. And Uranus is going to come along and is going to break this tension not too soon after our full moon on the 15th. So, we're going to hit this breaking point. It's going to be extremely explosive until about the 18th and the 19th when Uranus squares Mars and Pluto. There's going to be lots of static, electricity. It's going to be tough, and who knows what's right around the corner for us. At the same time, Venus has been in Scorpio, and about the 18th, 19th, Venus says, I'm out of here, and she starts heading into Sagittarius. Sagittarius is all about exploration, going beyond the boundaries, not wanting to follow the rules. Sagittarians aren't too worried about all the little details. They just want to explore, see the unknown. So that's where Venus is going to be landing here this coming week. And at that point, she hasn't met up with Saturn yet. Saturn, Satan, the Grim Reaper, the Taskmaster. And I will talk a lot more about that in my next video and how this is going to affect us internally. So it's going to be a little nutty this next couple of weeks. We are currently sitting in Libra, and so is the Sun. The Sun moved into Libra a while ago, and now all these fast-moving planets are starting to pass right on by the Sun. They're going to square up with Mars and Pluto. They're going to say hello to Uranus, and they're going to keep on moving as they go into the sign of Scorpio. Now Libra, as I have explained before, is all about finding equality, balance, harmony, usually having to do with our relationships. And now that we have all these little planets getting ready to leave there and go into Scorpio, that's going to put a whole new shift in our energy. So, Sun moving into Scorpio first on the 23rd means we're going to start going within ourselves, looking within ourselves for some of the answers rather than looking outside of ourselves. For example, we have Libra currently, which is what we're sitting in, here at the fall equinox. How appropriate. It's all about harmony, balance, equal days, equal nights. However, once the Sun starts moving into Scorpio, it's all about pulling within. A good example I could give you is our trees. Our trees and the leaves that are on the trees start turning color during our fall equinox. Having that fine harmony and balance, everything's beautiful on the outside. However, as the Sun starts moving into Scorpio and our seasons slowly start changing and our nights get longer than our days, then that sap within those trees starts going within. And as you're looking around, you start to notice that all the trees have lost their leaves. The leaves are dead. They're falling to the ground. They're gone. And that's kind of what the Scorpio sign is all about. Scorpios are very passionate signs. It's all about their inner selves. They're very deep thinkers. And it also has a nice effect on your finances. Lots to do with the finances in the Scorpio sign. But more about the inner passion and looking within for any answers that you may be looking for. So this is something we get to look forward to as we move on into November here in the next couple of weeks. But meanwhile, we're sitting here in this crazy energy just before a major election on the 3rd, and I'm just warning you ahead of time, it's going to get nuts. It's going to get a little crazy. So you're probably asking, how the heck do we navigate all these tense energies that are getting ready to come up? And the best advice I can give you is go with it. Don't try to fight it. Don't try to hide. It's going to find you anyway, especially with Uranus in the picture. And just prepare to expect the unexpected. And that is what we can look forward to this coming week. Try not to be surprised and try not to be caught off guard. As for myself, I am a very fixed sign. So is a Scorpio. In fact, they're the opposite sign from Taurus. And those of us who are fixed signs are not dealing real well with change. We don't deal real well with it. But I have learned as I have gotten older, and of course learned more about astrology itself, not to fight these kinds of energies that start coming at us so fast. One morning you're gonna see one thing, and the next day is gonna be something completely different, something completely unexpected. You can see that within yourselves, the people around you, and all these energies that are going on around us as far as politics, our governments, financial institutions, etc., etc. So just keep your hats on because it's coming. Let's see. What else can we discuss? Oh, let's pull some angel cards. Brought some out with me today. By the way, it is a drop-dead gorgeous day today here in the Northwest in the middle of fall. I was blessed with a beautiful sunny day. But I know they're probably not going to last for much longer here in the Northwest. Our nights are definitely getting colder. We haven't seen a frost yet, but it's right around the corner. I can feel it. So those of you who are gardeners, little gardening tip advice for you, start bringing your plants in. Bring in your cushions, bring in your patio furniture. The time is coming where we're going to see nothing but rain and cold, dark nights. Good time to be going within, for sure, as we start to enter our sign of Scorpio. So I'm doing a quick shuffle here with our Doreen Virtue cards. And I would like to channel our spirit this week. We definitely need some sort of advice and guidance as we start going into this extremely intense couple of weeks, the end of October. I'm just looking for a card to pop out here. Here we go. Okay, we have Unity, Archangel Sandalphon. Traditional viewpoints or methods, spiritual organizations, seek out mentors and like-minded friends. That's probably some very, very good advice coming up this week. And it is about our traditional viewpoints and methods, as we are sitting here under the influence of Pluto in Capricorn for, 15, 20 years. Those traditional viewpoints and methods are slowly starting to fade away, and we are slowly starting to get into a different consciousness that's going to serve us better. And I have very high hopes, very high aspirations for 2017, that once we break through this presidential stuff, we're finally going to start to see our consciousness change as a society. We're looking for better things, both in spiritual organizations as well as within ourselves. And this is a good time to seek out your mentors and like-minded friends. Even though we're going to feel more like going within, which is what we normally do during the winter time, seek out your friends, seek out your mentors, get that advice, create some unity. And that's what Archangel Sandalphon, that's his message that he's trying to get to us this week. So I would love for you to tune in next week as we start to get into even more intense energies and we try to ride through this. I'm actually feeling a little anticipation as well as a little bit of excitement at the same time, just to see how all this turns out. You can also go to my website. That's www.treeoflifeastro.com. You can contact me there if you wish to get a personal reading. The website's all set up, and you'll see the PayPal button down at the bottom. Feel free to come in, drop me an email, and I'd be more than happy to send you your own personal reading. If there's a certain question you may have or something you're just wondering about, get in touch with me. I'd be more than happy to give you a reading. You can also find me on Facebook, and of course here on YouTube, Tree of Life, Astrology, and Tarot. Meanwhile, hang on, take it easy, and I will tune in with you next week and clue you in as to any new happenings that may be coming along. I wish all of you lots of love and light, and namaste.